construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapeSupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Are you tired of living in pain? It's time to take control. At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, we're your one-stop shop for expert care in Lincoln. From broken bones to complex reconstruction, our skilled team will help you get back on track. Visit prairieortho.com today and discover why we're the trusted choice for thousands of patients. Don't let pain hold you back. Take the first step towards a better, pain-free life with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins. Call 402-489-4700.
Too many people believe that chronic pain, allergies, or illness are permanent and something you're stuck with. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness has been proving that narrative wrong for 29 years and changing lives for the better in the process. Their team is trained in the newest, most advanced pain-relieving techniques and ways to deal with toxins, allergies, pollution, and emotion that make you ill. Call today for a free consultation at 531-254-5695 or go to novotnynutritionandwellness.com. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness, located at 7th and Superior.
Aloe is turning 20 this year, and we plan to celebrate all year long. Since 2003, Aloe has vowed to put customers first and deliver a drastically different experience. No matter where you live, work, or play, we believe you deserve an affordable, secure, and reliable connection. We're proud to have served our businesses and residents with seriously fast fiber optic service for 2 decades. Thank you for trusting Aloe as your local internet, phone, and TV provider. Follow us on social media to know about the 20th anniversary celebrations in all our Aloe communities.
H&H Roofing, established in 2015, is proud to serve the local area, which includes the tri-state area in Nebraska, Iowa, and South Dakota. H&H Roofing has a professional team that are licensed and bonded, GAF Master Certified Installers, and an insurance-preferred contractor that will work directly with your insurance company. Also a leading roofer, siding, and gutter specialist. H&H Roofing serves all residential, commercial, and agricultural needs. Go to hroofs.com for more information. 592546.
Koppel Chevrolet, GMC, and Bob just wanted to say thank you for a record-setting July here at Koppel. The summer sales event continues in August, and the incentives crazy out. We've got point financing along with a $2,500 trade-in rebate on select new models. You heard right, 0.9% financing has been extended along with the trade-in rebate. Also, our GM-certified used inventory is filling up fast, so make that money-saving drive. It's just self-state or online at cars.com. Glad you did. All deals with credit.
Are you working in or looking to get into the construction industry? The electrical workers of local 265 are now hiring licensed journalists and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, helping local citizens succeed. We're dedicated to serving our clients, helping community with sound, innovative solutions, from an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you, your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
The Butchery by Venue is Lincoln's premier specialty grocers. Take the quality of the venue home with you with our hand-cut steaks, handcrafted burgers, and locally sourced offerings. Browse our wide selection of specialty products designed to enhance your dining experiences with cheeses, spices, sauces, and more. We also have an exclusive collection of liquors, whiskeys, and bourbons at prices you're sure to love. Stop in to the Butchery by Venue today, located in our Venue at Home storefront at 70th and Pioneers, just 2 doors down from Venue Lounge.
Your home empire, protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM for 97 the ticket. This is the Teammates Mentoring Hour. Coming at you live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studio and online at theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into Ticket Weeknights. I am Harrison Arnold, the board here, and welcome into the Teammates Mentoring Hour. Again, we got a full hour here, so if you want to join the show, go ahead and text line at 402-464-5685. And we're also streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Outlook Channel 951. We got a full room today. We got Molly, Sharon, Audrey, all in here in studio here with us. And again, I do want a quick shout out our sponsor. We got to shout out Wingstop for all the great stuff they do. Again, the Teammates Mentoring Hour is proudly co-sponsored by Wingstop, proudly helping feed mentors in the training process to make Lincoln and the surrounding area a better place with teammates. Order your own wings online at wingstop.com or visit any of their 3 locations. They actually have a few deals going on right now, I believe. So again, Wingstop 6-piece combo with the purchase of any 6-piece. Use the promo code online free 6-piece. Again, Wingstop, 3 locations, and a proud co-sponsor, Teammates Mentoring Hour 37 the ticket. With that being all said, again, you can always join the show, but I kind of want to go around the room a little bit and get to know everyone. We'll kind of start with Audrey. You've been here before. It's not your first rodeo, so go ahead and tell us a little bit about your involvement with teams.
Do I need to go closer?
There we go.
There we go. No, it's definitely not my first rodeo. I've been with Teammates a while, and I do love coming on the ticket and trying to recruit some more mentors because there's definitely a need. So, yeah, so for Teammates, I'm a match support specialist. So I work with our lovely facilitators like Molly over there to try to support mentors and recruit mentors for their schools, support the students that they serve, and just make sure mentors have resources and things that they need.
Absolutely. And then we'll keep going around here. Sharon, what about you? What is your involvement with Teammates and when did you kind of get started?
I'm a mentor, so I've been a mentor with Teammates for about 12 years. I had to think about it. I just took my first mentee out for her 25th birthday a couple months ago. So I've been mentoring with Teammates for quite a while. But I got started, I used to be in the Air National Guard. So when mentors came up to me and said, hey, I think you'd be a good fit for the Teammates program. I knew nothing about it. Took the training, took the class, and joined up. So that was 12 years ago.
Well, incredible. And then Molly, last one, when did you kind of get involved with Teammates?
I started as a mentor actually right out of high school. I mentored for 6 years and then I became a facilitator. So I'm a facilitator at Randolph Elementary.
Awesome.
And I have to make a shout out. She won our Facilitator Award of Excellence last year. She's being humble, but she won the award for facilitators. So
what are you looking for when you hand out that award?
Well, Molly specifically, great communication with mentors. So every mentor that becomes a teammate, or if you come through the Teammates program, your facilitator is going to have great communication. Just everyone at school so excited to see mentors, and that includes Molly and Everett at the time, and just being all around good support for students.
Absolutely. So. Yeah, great award. And obviously we have the school year rolling in right before we kind of get there in the excitement of the school year. You guys kind of talk about when you got involved. What was it with the initial interest on why Teammates stuck out to you? You're like, you know what, this is a good cause. I have some free time. Let's go ahead and help these guys out.
Yeah, so I'll start talking at once. So I used to mentor and tutor when I was in Oklahoma City. So like I said, I mentioned I've been in the military for almost 23 years. And so as kind of one of my community projects was going to help kiddos in schools. So I started mentoring there. Took that overseas with me. Came back. So I'm always looking for opportunities. I originally thought Big Brothers Big Sisters, but again, my commander suggested Teammates. So I've always just been really invested in the youth and the community. I mean, they're our future, so why not try to do everything I can to support them? So yeah, I've done it for quite a while.
Yeah, absolutely. And I like what you said there. They're our future. So it obviously you got to help those guys. And you said it, obviously teammates, there's big brother, big sister, all those are great. But it's really great to have that kind of community in Lincoln and give back. But Molly, kind of what about you? What was that intrigue in teammates and why you decided to go ahead and join?
I was drawn to mentoring just because I loved working with kids. I've always loved working with kids. And after high school, I knew I wanted to do something with teaching, and I ended up going to school and getting interested in school counseling, and teammates, just being a mentor for a kid. Just, I don't know, it really all kind of pieced together. And then after I became a school counselor and knowing that I could be a facilitator, it just all kind of worked out, and I just have a big passion for it.
Yeah, then you get facilitator of the ward, so definitely it worked out for you. And nonetheless, I believe it is last year. Yeah, last year we did have 24 ticket listeners actually join up and decide to be teammates. So again, if you guys are curious, I'd love to get more ticket listeners to go ahead and volunteer their time to be a teammate. It is a great cause, and you can go to their website. Audrey, you got their website for me?
Yep, LincolnTeammates.org.
Easy enough. Teammates.org. Go there. They got great information as well. But obviously, the new school year started. A lot of excitement in the air. What does that kind of look like that first week of school for teens?
Oh gosh, Molly would probably be able to answer that the best. But like, I've already had several teammates, mentees reaching out to me and asking, when can I see my mentor again? When can I see my mentor? I actually, so I'm wearing teammates shirt today. And right before this, I went to Target to return something. And the person who was doing the returns, the young lady, was like, I'm a teammate. I miss my mentor. I haven't seen her all year. When are we starting? When are we starting at the school? And I'm like, okay, let me look up your school and when you're going to get started. So like, kids are ready to go. They're ready to see their mentors. Most of them have not seen them all summer. And they're just, beginning of the school year, you have that excitement of new classes, but you have that anxiety of like, who are my friends going to be? Who am I going to sit with at lunch? Who am I going to play with at recess? And so knowing that their teammate is coming to be able to talk about those things is huge for kids.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes sense, right? I mean, I can talk about myself in high school. Anxiety was a little higher than it is today. And yeah, having that familiar face would be kind of an awesome experience. But what about you guys, Sharon? We'll start with you. What is this kind of first week, your experience and the excitement with it?
Okay, so I actually met with my teammate over the summer.
Okay, awesome.
She was really interested in meeting every week this summer, which was okay. We still haven't seen each other a couple of weeks. On Friday at my high school, they're doing come back teammates, so we'll go and have some coffee and connect with our coffee and donuts, I hope. Connect with our teammates and kind of get some new information about how the school year is going to run, and then we can officially start meeting next week. So as soon as we get that all figured out, my teammate and I will figure out a day and a time, and we'll get started. So super excited.
Absolutely. And then Molly, last one, what are you kind of most looking forward to? Obviously the first week of school is rolling through, but what are you looking forward to?
Yeah, I think just kind of getting to know the mentors that are helping out. And, obviously you're a special kind of person to be coming in and giving up your time, your free time. And a lot of them come in during their lunch hours for work. So that's huge. Like, I want to get to know them. I want to get to know the connection they have with their mentees. And kind of like Audrey was saying, just with the excitement of kids are getting real excited to see their mentors, which I love. I was in a classroom today, and I just kind of telling them what I do and what a school counselor does, and got a hand up. And so you're in charge of teammates then, right? Can you get me someone to come see me once a week? So just, yeah, excitement's in the air.
Yeah, and it is a really cool thing. You guys do have numbers, but I know there's still some students that you'd love to get a mentor, but you do have 900 actually reuniting with their mentors, which again is just awesome. But what does that kind of look like for mentors right now? How, numbers wise, how many people do you guys really need to get in the system? I know you have some on the wait list for students.
Yeah, honestly, like I can't even put a number to it, because as soon as we would eliminate every student on the wait list and get them matched, we'd have 700 more students that are like, I want to be matched. I want to be matched. So honestly, like, I think LPS serves over 42,000 students. And then we also have parochial schools and teammates. Honestly, like, until we get all upwards of 40,000 kids a mentor, we probably won't be able to stop. Because kids, their friends have mentors and they hear about it and they go, I want a mentor, and they self-nominate themselves. And that's so cool to be able to find someone who really wants a mentor, to get them a mentor. And we have so many of those kids, and that's just going to continue to grow.
Absolutely. And you said that right there. Even, if you get a massive influx, that list is going to fill up again.
Yeah.
So, when you're looking for mentors, I think a lot of people might get kind of anxious thinking maybe I'm not qualified. One of those basic things that, and you guys can all kind of answer this. You've been part of the teammates, but what are you looking for when you're asking for a mentor?
Oh my gosh. So the biggest questions we get, and yeah, I think by far one of the biggest questions we get, or one of the biggest concerns we get, is a potential mentor saying, well, I don't think I'm going to be able to connect with a student. I don't know if they're going to want to talk to me. Like, I'm not that interesting, or I don't have good dad jokes, or whatever whatever it might be. But they just kind of feel like they're not going to be good enough. And we have so many different interests on our wait list. Kids that like Pokemon, kids that like video games, kids that love sports, kids that love arts and crafts. Like, there is a kid out there for everyone.
And you guys have like a nice little spreadsheet that you kind of keep track, and you get all this information to kind of make those pairings, right?
Yeah, yep. We call it our preference form, and every mentor fills it out, and most of our students as well. And they write down what classes they like, what they want to do with a mentor or a mentee. They write down experiences they had. So like in Sharon's case, she has been in the military. So finding a student that maybe is interested in the military might be a good match for her. Or if you have a mentor who played football for the Huskers, and you have a student who's like, I'm going to be an NFL football player, that's just a common interest right off the bat that they can match with. And that's just like a career that you can cultivate down the road too. And so there's literally kids out there for every mentor that likes kids.
Yeah, and I like what you said there, because that's so true. Last week, I know Christine, she brought in a nice little list, and we read some off, and there really is just a large group of kids with so many different hobbies, and you might even pick a few things up. But Sharon, I want to ask you, you got to hang out with your teammate over the summer. What was kind of that like for you? What are some of the things that you guys, you already knew that you're going to click on, but maybe what are some of the things that you learned that you weren't expecting?
Well, I think the biggest thing that I learned that I wasn't expecting is that even though we have a preference sheet, I haven't matched any of my mentees on a preference sheet. So really just showing up, like that's all they're asking. That's all they're wanting. So I was really nervous. I'm a single mom with boys. And so like, oh, this is my comfort zone. And then when I got my first match, she was really into creative arts, singing, band. I have no idea how to play a band instrument. I can't carry a tune. I thought, oh, this is not going to work out very well. But she's the one who I just took out for lunch when she turned 25. So we're still meeting. We're still in contact together. So I think that was probably my biggest nervous spot. So don't be nervous. Like Audrey was saying, there is a kiddo. If you're interested in anything, there is a kid that's going to be interested in it. And even if you're not, just showing up and getting to know them. And so that's part of the fun. You spend a lot of time. So I met, actually my mentee moved to a different school district, and I'm like, I'm moving with you. Like, so I'll just follow you all around. As long as you want to keep meeting, we're going to make this work. And so I got to know her. And so even though when I first got there, I'm like, oh, this worked with my last mentee. Well, she had no interest in doing those types of things. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I love sports. I love all things outdoors. I love pets. And none of those were matches with any of my mentees, but we learned about each other. And so then I could take things that interest her. We can talk. My current mentee, we talk past the bell every single time, every time. So, I mean, just getting to know her and just showing up. So I don't take any special tricks or anything like that. I don't have any magic in my bags. No, it's just showing up and being there and listening and being there for her has just been the key.
Absolutely. You said something really important there, just showing up and listening, right? That's a big part of it. And I want to ask you that, Molly, since you are an award winner, what is the kind of why do you think that's so important, kids in particular this age, just to have an adult in the room that shows up every week, that's there for them, why is that so significant to you?
Just as much as we as educators want to be able to give that one-on-one time to every single one of our students, it's just not something we can always do. And so I don't know, just with so many of the kids just knowing that they have the one person that's coming just for them makes them feel so special and so valued. And we want all of our kids to feel that.
Absolutely. And again, lincoln.teammates.org to get more information there. But Audrey, I believe I cut you off. You're going to add something
No,
there.
that's okay. So I was going to add, I don't know if Sharon even knows this, but the current mentee that she has, when I talked with her and mom over the summer, a couple summers ago, and I got to know your just on the phone for a few minutes, and just knowing how consistent and how much you show and kind of your past and some experiences that you've had, I was like, oh, this is going to be a great match, more so on like personality, I would say.
Oh yeah.
yeah. And so it's really funny that you bring that up, because I was like, oh, I actually like am the one that got Sharon for her mentee. Because sometimes that happens. We have a student and we're like, oh my gosh, these are just some dynamite strengths, and I really need a mentor that's going to help her with this leadership. And that's something that your mentee has, I know, and that you're great with. And so sometimes it's those things, leadership, and maybe it's an anxiety thing. Like I have anxiety and I connect with my mentee a ton on that, but that's not like a common come to the surface kind of attribute. So I will say we do take pretty close consideration on those things too.
Absolutely. And, I kind of want to talk about that wait list again, because there's some students on it and we absolutely want to get them mentors. What is kind of that experience like for some of the students that have to kind of sit on that wait list?
Oh yeah, you'd probably be the best answer to that one.
Yeah, so like my wait list last year was huge, and a lot of them were self-nominated because they were just like, I want that. Like I see my friend who gets to have that person come in and visit them once a week. I want that. And so, it stinks to have to sit them down and go through the questions and say, if I could have the control of getting you a mentor as soon as I could, I would, but I can't promise that. And you might be on the wait list until you're in 6th grade. And when you get one, I'll let you know. And then it was a lot of kids. Did you get me a teammate yet? Did you get me a teammate yet? Not yet. So
there's many times that I'll walk into a school to do like surveys or just to meet with a facilitator, and a student will come up and be like, oh, you're the TeamMates person? Can you find me a teammate? Can you be my teammate? Like they don't even know me. They just want someone who's like going to show up and be there.
Exactly.
And like, if you take someone who's going to show up and be there, and you have common interests with them, or your personalities click, like how cool is that for that kid?
Yeah, even in Sharon talks about it in a case where you have totally different hobbies, but you end up just kind of getting to learn each other. I know last week we had one of the mentees was a cello player, and the mentor knew nothing about. He was kind of like Sharon, didn't play any instruments, had no idea, but ended up going to quite a few concerts and really started enjoying it. And now he's kind of into that cinematic orchestra music, which is really cool. So again, you learn a lot of things when you go join TeamMates. You think all for yourself, or excuse me, not all of yourself, for the better of the youth, but you actually get a lot out of it in return. So again, lincoln.teammates.org. It is a really great organization. And again, get more information there. With that being said, though, we go ahead and got to throw it to our first break. This is the TeamMates Mentoring Hour. You can always join the show on the starting text line 402-464-5685. Also streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Allo Channel 951. And actually, before we get out of here, I do want to go ahead and shout out, because tomorrow, this is very important, especially if you like Yogurtini. Tomorrow, August 24th from 6 to 9 p.m., Yogurtini self-serve. Swirl it, top it, weigh it, pay it forward. And again, so all 100% of the proceeds from tomorrow from 6 to 9 p.m., August 24th, will go to TeamMates. So again, the weather's fit for it. That sounds like a good treat tomorrow from 6 to 9 p.m. Go check that out. We'll throw it to break and catch you guys on the other side.
Don't go anywhere. More of the TeamMates Mentoring Hour is minutes away on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Against Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for fit, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Against Sports at 48th and Vine.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road. Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness, and more through the life of gym owners, gym goers.
It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
H&H Roofing, established in 2015, is proud to serve the local area, which includes the tri-state area in Nebraska, Iowa, and South Dakota. H&H Roofing has a professional team that are licensed and bonded, GAF Master Certified Installers, and an insurance-preferred contractor that will work directly with your insurance company. Also a leading roofer, siding, and gutter specialist. H&H Roofing will service all residential, commercial, and agricultural needs. Go to hnhroofs.com for more information or call 402-359-2546.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Serve Nebraska believes that volunteers are part of what makes Nebraska great. Each year, the Step Forward Awards honors volunteers from across the state who serve their communities in outstanding ways. We hope you'll join us this year at the Step Forward Awards luncheon on October 6th in Lincoln. To register, nebraska.gov and click register now. Hope to see you there. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue education, and I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane has been life-changing.
At first, I was nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
Experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great. We're definitely coming back.
Sure.
Sutter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SutterHeyman.com.
Get ready for an unforgettable night at Ignite Lincoln 15. On September 14th, Rococo Theater will come alive with captivating stories from the voices that inspire change and spark connection. You'll hear from 12 passionate speakers, including our 5 nonprofit finalists, who are making a real impact. Be part of this remarkable event that celebrates the power of storytelling. Secure your spot now by purchasing tickets at ignitelincoln.org and join us in creating a brighter future together. Don't miss your chance to experience Ignite Lincoln 15, a night of inspiration, community, and possibility. Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Summer is over. It's time to settle into your back-to-school routine. I'm Jenny Benson, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. As teachers, we're excited to see our students again. Parents, help your child. Set a time and a quiet place for homework and establish bedtime routines so your child will be rested and ready to learn. Help us make a bright new beginning for our students this year.
Sponsored by Nebraska State Education Association, aired by Nebraska Broadcasters Association in this station.
This is the TeamMates Mentoring Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into the Teammates Mentoring Hour. I am Harrison Arns running the board. And again, we got a full studio in here today. We got Molly, Sharon, Audrey, all part of Teammates. So again, 402-464-5685. If you want to join on the Starter Heyman text line, as well as we're streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Allo Channel 951. Great way to put a face to the voice. And again, we got a couple more segments here. But I do want to mention a few things here. For anyone who is curious, again, LincolnTeammates.org. Tomorrow on August 24th, Again, you're going to have an opportunity to train more mentors. They got room for 6 more. You don't have to complete the whole application process before you get trained. 3 trainings in September all have space as well. Just go to lincolnteammates.org and click Become a Mentor. And again, we heard the numbers already. We need more mentors, and it's never a bad thing to have more mentors. So again, definitely check that out, lincolnteammates.org. But I kind of want to get to Sharon, because I know, Sharon, you've been part of Teammates for a long time. You didn't have 1 mentee, you didn't have 2. You're on to your 3rd one now. So after you got done with your first mentee, what was the calling to be like, you know what, I want to keep doing this and keep giving my time?
Break.
Okay.
Because it is a commitment.
Mhm.
It's a really big commitment, and so you have things going on in your life, and I guess that's one thing that if you're considering being a mentor, you have to take all that in stride. But then the kids are so understanding, and so are all the supports that you have. So you can do life and you can be a mentor as well. So I took a little break. My parents had some medical issues that I had to take care of. And so Teammates was just very graceful and let me off the hook for a little bit for a couple of years. But they were also very nice at every school year. Hey, Sharon, do you want to come back? Like, no.
We don't let mentors go.
Right. And I'm just like, no. And then I'm like, maybe. Then I'm like, okay. Because then I can fit it back into my life, and just it's 1 hour a week. And if things come up, then you can always communicate and make sure that your mentee knows, and the schools do a really good job about that. So it's really nice and convenient to be able to do that. So after that, I kind of got back in it because the kids are my passion. So it was easy to go back, but it is a commitment. It's nerve-wracking, and it makes you nervous, and you get anxiety. Like, I don't want to mess anybody's kids up or anything like that, but you will not, and they will appreciate every single minute that you spend with them. And so when I thought, okay, I can fit this back into my schedule, is what I did. And it worked out really well. And sometimes the matches don't work out great. One of my mentees was she was time in her life as well.
Mhm.
So it didn't work as well as I wanted it to, but we still kind of stayed in it as much as we could with each other. And this just lessons learned. So be prepared for that. If it's not always rainbows and butterflies and skipping through the fields, it's some tough stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned something that's really, I think important too. When, especially if you're a mentor, you talked about you've had some matches that she was going through a tough time, he or she. And, you don't know what that looks like if you're not there. What if it's worse? And again, just to be a voice, especially if it is, a young person going through a really tough time, even if their attitude doesn't show it, just someone still being there and caring, I think back in their head, you don't know how far that goes. Even if on the outside, it still looks like they're having a hard time. So again, these guys do a good job, and life does happen. And Audrey, I kind of want to ask you about that, because when you're asking for this requirement, Sharon talked about it, it is a commitment. You don't want to take this lightly. You guys work hard on creating good matches, but what is kind of that golden number you guys are looking for through the school year on the number of times you need to meet?
So there's 36 weeks in the school year. Typically, matches are not meeting that first week because schedules are wacko.
Yep, everyone kind of getting in.
Everyone kind of settling in. So I like to think 35 weeks in a school year, and we really want mentors and mentees to meet at least 24 times. That's kind of that magic number of like, you can start really building trust, and you can really start to see some of those impacts on school performance and those sorts of things. And so 24 times out of 35 weeks, we know illness comes up, we know work comes up, like obviously all of those things, you got to take care of you before you can volunteer for another person. So we get that. That's always okay. Communicating with your student is the number one thing we ask for that, if that's coming up. So 24 times out of 35 possible weeks.
Yeah, again,
you can do it.
Definitely doable. And like I said, life happens. If you're sick for that week, obviously they don't want you in the school. Get better. But again,
right.
that's
Please
just
don't
1
make
week.
us sick.
And how much time are you asking, for those meetings?
Yeah, so actually it varies. Typically in high school and middle school, it's about 50 minutes. It's the size of one class period, or the time of one class period. Elementary, it kind of varies. Some only need about 30 minutes. Elementary can be a little bit more squirrely. And so 30 minutes is like kind of the best amount of time. Sometimes they meet for the full 50 minutes, an hour in elementary school. So it kind of depends on each relationship. But really it's 30 to 50 minutes with a
Mhm.
student each week.
Absolutely. And then, Molly, I want to ask you this. I know, obviously, some people are going to be, well, I work all day. I can't do it in the mornings. I can't do it in the afternoons. Is that schedule movable? Is it in a system where, say there's an 8 a.m. morning, 9 a.m., are those kind of blocks movable for some of those mentors trying to get in?
Yeah, I like to work with mentors and figure out what works for them. We're understanding, and teachers are understanding because they want that connection for their kids too. So we're always willing to work with them. I've had a lot of mentors come in during their lunchtime, and that's worked out, or come during the students' lunchtime, and we make that work too. Early in the mornings, and work schedules can change sometimes too, and it's all about communication and just trying to figure out how we can get those meetings in wherever they fit.
Absolutely. And again, that's the point I'm trying to illustrate here. Is teammates will work with you to figure out a time to find a student for you that kind of fits your needs, your matches. And again, there is a list out there. We want to serve as many of them as possible because you can never have too many mentors. But I kind of want to get to some of the fun memories you guys might have had with teammates. Sharon, I'll start with you. Your first mentee, was there any really significant moments where you're either funny, either touching that you remember?
Yes.
Sounds like you got a few.
Yes, I have a few. The first thing what I always think about when I think about her is we matched in the middle of middle school. And so I think it took her, I would say, at least the rest of that year into the next, 8th grade before I think that she thought I was actually going to show up like I was supposed to show up, and we were going to continue, to meet. Then fast forward into high school, and we were 9th grade, 10th grade. And I'm like, I don't even know if she likes me. I don't even know if this is, how this is working out. It's for years into this now. And the first time that she'd had a cell phone, kind of a big deal. The first time she's like, hey, can I have your number just in case we leave touch? I almost cried because I was like, me. He wants my number, and I feel like we've crossed this bridge right now. And so I will always remember that about her. But it was several years. That's why I said it's a commitment. But now that we talk and we look back, and she is just like, there's so many things that that nobody else knows about me. And there's so many, I hold such fond memories. And so it was just all worth it to stick with her and just to stick it out. So that was her. My second one, just real quick for this one. I met my match in high school, and when I walked into we were just meeting for the first time when I walked in, and hopefully I get a chance to talk about this a little bit later, but I walked in, or I was sitting with the coordinator, and she walks in and she's like, oh, she's Black. And I'm like, what? That's how we were introduced to each other. She was just so surprised and so shocked to have a person that looks like her coming to be her mentor as well. And so I just I'll have a sweet spot for her in my heart as well.
Absolutely. I kind of want to talk about that because I think that is important, especially for the mentees, to see someone like, that's someone I look up to and I can be that person. When you guys are putting together the matches, is that kind of something you look at, guys with guys, girls with girls, certain ethnicities? I know, if you're, say, a minor in a place like Nebraska, it might be kind of nice to have also a minor, because we are in a pretty predominantly white area, obviously. So what does that kind of look like for you guys when you're putting those together? Is that something you take into account?
Yeah, absolutely. So we mainly match predominantly male to male, female to female. Occasion we have different matches, but that's kind of a case by case thing. But male to male, female to female, match based off common interests. If we do have a mentor of color, we know there's students out there that are like, I want a mentor, but I want a mentor that's going to look like me, because that's a whole new kind of relationship I can have with someone. And I've heard that story so many times, Sharon. And when we do hear that story, it's like, it's so heartwarming. I actually just talked to a mentor the other day who, same kind of situation, but it was funny to hear her side of it. She goes, I had a student that looked just like me, and we have a lot of similar family structure. And it was so cool to be able to learn from her, like what school's like for her, and to see things in her perspective. And she was like, and the fact that we looked alike, and the first thing she said to me was, a mentor that looks like me. She said, that is one of the biggest, most heartfelt things I will ever take from mentoring. And so it's really cool to hear the impact. So we definitely take that into consideration. We have mentors with so many different kinds of backgrounds and so many different identities and beliefs and things, and we really try to match that up as best we can.
Absolutely. And Molly, kind of from your perspective, do you kind of see that a lot too with a lot of these mentees excited to get a mentor that kind of has a lot of, I want to say, just a similar kind of lifestyle?
Yeah, I think that a lot of people will go into mentoring because they want to be that there for them in childhood, kind of. I don't know.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They want to just give back in that way. And I don't know. I've had a lot of experiences with students that just look up to their mentor as just, I want to say, like, imagine like your favorite coach. It's kind of like that. And like, they count on that person and they look up to them, and I don't know. They're just, they're always there. And
Absolutely. Are you the person to deliver the news that they got a mentor, or who's?
Yes.
What is that like when you get to sit when you sit the student down?
It's great, and they're so excited. When do I get to meet them? When does it start? And it's always a little bit awkward for the kids when they first meet. It's like silence in the room when I'm craft jokes, and it's like, Miss Meredith, stop. But no, it's so great, and they're, and one of the questions is like, do you like understand that you were chosen to be a teammate mentor because of your strengths and ability, or something like
strengths
that.
and talents? Yeah,
strengths and talents. There it is. And they hear that question and they kind of go, and I'm like, well, it's true. It's because of your strengths, and the kids are like so empowered.
Every time I've done, we call it our mentee mentor agreement. That's what makes a match official in TeamMates.
Okay.
And every time I've ever done that with a student, they have always looked at me like, what on that question? And it breaks my heart. I'm like, this is my favorite part of this entire form, because we get to talk about you and all the great things that you have inside you that your mentor wants to know all about. And like, they're going to continue to learn these things from you, and just to imagine all the cool things that are going to be in your future. So like, that's my favorite question. Every time I go over it, a student's like, I don't know what's right about me. I'm not special. Yeah, you are.
And it's great segue to because then I say about their strengths, and then I go, oh, well, did you know that he's super good at basketball? And then that mentee's like, I'm like, well, maybe you can show your mentor how good you are at basketball. And then it just kind of, that relationship just goes. They're like, all right, see ya. And they go. So yeah, it's great being able to deliver that news.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's probably got to be one of the sweetest part of the jobs when you finally get to sit one. Helps you with all the, some of the students you have to tell them not yet, and then you get a few that you can be like, yep, we finally got your mentor and we're ready to get rolling here. Sharon, I want to ask you, obviously you've had a few mentees before, and we talked about that first week. It's a little bit more silent. It can be, when I don't want to say what's your your secret to getting opening up, but what was kind of your understanding with those first few weeks? Because patience is a big part of it. I know myself in high school, I love my parents. I didn't tell them every day. In fact, I would tell them a lot more after I graduated. So it's something weird with kids where we don't like to give the adults credit for whatever reason. But what was kind of that first few weeks like, just being patient and working with that student?
Yeah. So, well, my first mentee, it seemed like it drug out for years, but my most current mentee, it's just talking nonstop, like really talking nonstop. I think she'd had something in her eye or in her teeth or something. I'm like, hey, you have something. And so I'm like trying to help her. And I'm like, do you know how weird we look right now? And we just start dying laughing. So for her, I mean, she's just one of those. And if you met her outside of TeamMates, I would never have realized that she was that talkative, that she had that much to say, that she was that funny, because she is very, very quiet. It seems like she gets her books, she goes to her class, she comes to team, but then there's this whole different person that opens up. So I think we're kind of at this group now, especially since we met over the summer. So I'm gonna imagine, like, usually she's like, okay, here's the tea, and she throws down her bag, and it's like it's a whole hour. I'm like nonstop. So I'm like, oh, I had this craft for us to do, but like we haven't doing we haven't did any. I just stopped bringing them, and that's okay, because we just talk and laugh and chatter all nonstop. And in high school there's a lot of tea, and so that's what we do, and that's what she wants to do, and that's okay.
Oh, that's awesome.
But outside of it, you would never know that
Right.
she has all this going on. But yeah, once we sit down and the door opens and the flood's open. So we'll meet. Hopefully she'll be there on Friday. And if not, then we'll, come up with a day and we'll start meeting. And I can imagine that I'll get a chance to all the all the summer tea. So
extra large vente.
right. Yes, definitely. But it's so much fun. So
Yeah,
I appreciate her.
that's really fun. I like especially the part where you're saying you just leave the projects at home now.
Yeah.
You might get a mentee that the projects aren't necessary, but I do know, Audrey, why don't you go ahead and talk a little bit about the projects? You do have some activities, some ideas that these mentors can do with their mentee.
Yeah, absolutely. So we know, matches, especially when they first start out, they're not spilling tea and floodgates opening in every meeting. Sometimes they are, and that's great. But sometimes we're working on that relationship. And so we have so many resources and things that we've put together for matches to do. And now these are not just resources for new matches, although it does help those that are first getting to know each other. But we have what are called community service projects. And every month we come up with a new project and we partner with an organization in the community. So one time we partnered with the Cat House, or we'll partner with like Habitat for Humanity, and we'll make a little craft. Teammates office will put together the kit with every supply, all the supplies did, send it to the school, and the mentor and mentee will make that craft together. And it's just, not only is it a fun craft to do together, but then you're also getting to talk about things in the community. So talking about Habitat for Humanity, talking about Cat House, maybe you find out that your mentee loves cats through that project, so getting to talk about different organizations and getting involved and just that ripple effect of volunteerism. There's just so many good things about those projects, and mentors and mentees love them. We ran out several times last year of monthly projects, and I would have mentors reach out and be like, if you get some return that aren't finished, even for the deadline, we're going to make it. We really want to do this. Like, we're all out of kits, and like they get sad when we're out of kits. And so we're doing more this year so that hopefully everyone can get a project. But those have been really fun for matches, to connect and learn more about each other, but then also get to do a fun activity.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And
go ahead.
it also it empowers them. They're it opens the opportunity to talk about I remember one of them was like a little keychain for the friendship home. So like when they move into a new place, like they have that keychain. So just being able to explain that in my experience, young students, being able to say like, yeah, you're helping make this for someone else. You're helping someone.
Yeah. We had one of our projects was every year we do a project for the Southeast Cancer Center. And one of those projects are making these fleece hearts. Super simple to make, but it's something radiology patients can hold when they're receiving treatment, because they can't have a whole lot with them, and they're in this tight little tube. And so this is something that they can take with them. And our matches make over 300 of them for the cancer
awesome.
partners every year. And we heard a story from a mentor last year that was like, I brought this project thinking, we're just going to do a craft today. And my mentee started talking to me about their parent that's experiencing cancer. And it opened up a whole new deepness for us to talk about that. And I don't know if that would have happened without that project. So it's really cool when we get to hear stories like that this is more than just a craft project. It's like, this is really meaningful to people.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's cool, the thoughtfulness you guys put in it. And as you said before, it kind of gives the kids a look into the community as well, which is something I really love about Teammates. Obviously big brother and sister, all those. It's good to kind of get these kids involved in the community, because you never know, who the next Warren Buffett is. As crazy as it is, you want kids to stay home. And if they go do their own thing, it is what it is. But it's always great to have just great youth in your own hometown. So again, it's great what Teammates does. And if you want to check it out, Lincoln at teammates.org. You can become a mentor there, learn more about being a mentor, or just how to help out in general. We'll throw it to our final break here on the Teammates Mentoring Hour. Again, join the show through the Sartor Hamann text line 402-444-5685, and we're streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Allo channel 951. We'll catch you guys on the other side of the break.
Don't go anywhere. More of the Teammates Mentoring Hour is minutes away on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey guys, switching from early house, had knee replacement for a couple years, and a few months we finally about it. Steve's Garage Doors is great through the whole process in providing options and also going to the next level to get a door that was approved by our HOA. And best of all, the removal of the old door and installation of the new door was done with no wait. Call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today at 402-480-9462.
And it's time to get to work on outdoor projects. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated aluminum railings and TimberTech composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance to make your project go smoothly. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671. Go online at deckcityne.com or visit their new location just north of 33rd and Cornhusker Highway. Deck City, your local deck experts.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back.
Sure.
Sutter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SutterHeyman.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Bob just wanted to say thank you for a record-setting July here at Koppel. The summer sales event continues in August, and the incentives are crazy good. Check this out. We got 0.9% financing along with a $2,500 trade-in rebate on select new models. You heard right. 0.9% financing has been extended along with a trade-in rebate. Also, our GM certified used inventory is filling up fast. So make that money saving drive to Koppel. It's just south of the interstate, or shop online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with roof credit.
If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, listen up. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The Electrical Work Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I had a job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. And life-changing.
H&H Roofing, established in 2015, is proud to serve the local area, which includes the tri-state area in Nebraska, Iowa, and South Dakota. H&H Roofing has a professional team that are licensed and bonded, GAF Master Certified Installers, and an insurance-preferred contractor that will work directly with your insurance company. Also a leading roofer, siding, and gutter specialist. H&H Roofing will service all residential, commercial, and agricultural needs. Go to HandHroofs.com for more information or call 402-359-2546.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Smoked meats, amazing sides. The only problem when they fix you a plate is that at some point, that plate will be empty. But hear me out. What if that plate was never empty? That dream can be your reality with the Mary Ellen's Express Lunch Buffet. From 11 to 2 every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and even Saturday. One price, all you can eat, and it even comes with a drink. Tell your boss you're taking a long lunch and get down there. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul at 29th and Pine Lake. Let them fix you a plate.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Get ready for an unforgettable night at Ignite Lincoln 15. On September 14th, Rococo Theater will come alive with captivating stories from diverse voices that inspire change and spark connection. You'll hear from 12 passionate speakers, including our 5 nonprofit finalists, who are making a real impact. Be part of this remarkable event that celebrates the power of storytelling. Secure your spot now by purchasing tickets at ignitelincoln.org and join us in creating a brighter future together. Don't miss your chance chance to experience Ignite Lincoln 15, a night of inspiration, community, and possibility.
This is the Teammates Mentoring Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into the Teammates Mentoring Hour. I am Harrison Arns, running the ones and twos. Again, we got a full studio in here today. We got Molly, Sharon, and Audrey all in studio here with us. It's been a great show so far. Again, you can always watch us streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Allo Channel 951 is joining in on the Starter Heyman text line, 402-464-5685. But over the break, we were kind of talking about the learning a little bit of the new lingo when you're being a mentor. What is kind of that experience like? Obviously, I'm 24 and I feel like I'm already kind of out of touch, which is crazy to say. What is that like for you guys, kind of staying within the current culture with some of these youth?
Well, you're gonna just make us look uncool here.
You told me a dab story, I think.
Oh, I'll let Molly and Sharon expand, but I learn a lot from my mentee about like one thing we were talking about is the dab. Like when the dab was not cool anymore, it was not cool. And my mentee was seriously appalled the first time I did it. She's like, no, you need to stop that. And so I'm like, okay, no more dab. Note to self, don't do the dab because it's not cool. And that was a while ago, but there's so many other terms that I'm like, what does that mean? Can you expand on that, please? And then I feel like I'm a lot older than I am.
Absolutely. I wanted to bring that up because I think it always is kind of fun, especially now with social media. You'll be out of touch pretty quick if you're not always on it. So it is kind of funny to hear those stories. Again, I do want to mention one more time, tomorrow there is an opportunity to pay it forward to Teammates. Swirl it, top it, weigh it, pay it forward. Yogurtini from 6 to 9 p.m. August 24th. That is tomorrow, Thursday. Again, 100% of sales from 6 to 9 p.m. from either of the Yogurtini locations will go directly to Teammates. So again, it's an absolutely great thing they're doing there, and you can definitely check it out. And also shout out to Wingstop. Again, great food there for sponsoring Teammates. Before we get going here, Audrey, did you have a list of students that possibly are looking for a mentor?
I do. Yes. I'd love to tell a couple. And then Molly, if you have one that you want to feature, go for it. So we have Lawrence. Lawrence is a third grader this year in Northeast Lincoln. He has a very large family and he could benefit from an additional adult male role model. He loves to exercise and play games and hopes for a mentor to explore new things with. And then we also have Olivia, who's in her last year of middle school in South Lincoln. She loves arts and being creative. Having had a mentor previously, she would love to meet with the mentor through graduation.
Awesome. Yeah. And again, I'm always impressed by the work you guys do. And it's important because it kind of shows that you guys have the paperwork. You guys are good at making matches. And obviously, you have a lot of success stories. You know, Sharon, obviously, you kept in touch with your mentee. She's 25 now. And a lot of those stories happen. You know, is that pretty common to see mentors and mentees keep that connection post-graduation?
Yes. Yeah. I know I had graduated a few years ago and I still meet up with her every couple months and we talk about things, and I'm Sharon has one, and it is pretty common for mentors and mentees to stay lifelong friends.
Absolutely. And before we get out of here, is there any house cleaning that we want to get out of here? I know we do have some more training spots available. Yes. Tomorrow there's still 6 spots open for training. So again, Thursday, August 24th, you got 6 spots available. And I believe in September, you have some spots as well.
Yes. Yep. We have lots of trainings in September as well. Apply, learn more, lincolnteammates.org. You can always call us and talk to us if you want to see if there's like a student that might be a good fit for you before applying. Call us, talk to us about it. And then before we go, can I send it over to Molly about any students she might have waiting at Randolph
absolutely.
Elementary?
Yeah. I have several waiting on my list right now. I want to give a special shout out to the boys who are on my wait list. As Audrey can tell you, we get a lot more female mentors than males. So I'm thinking about one right now who's been on the wait list for the last 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Since he was a 3rd grader, he's a 5th grader now. He loves sports, loves exercising. I think that's a common trend with our 5th grade boys. Loves playing basketball. He's just really looking for someone to talk about like how his games are going and how how his basketball game's going. So
Absolutely.
yep, he would love a mentor.
And again, you said it right there. A lot of times they just, want someone to care and someone that's going to sit there and listen and just invest, as whether it's 50 minutes or an hour, to kind of give that time. It's only 24 weeks as they're really looking for. Obviously, more better, but life happens. So again, LincolnTeammates.org. You can go out there, you can go there, check out the information. Music's a little loud there. But nonetheless, we'll get out here. Appreciate you guys so much for stepping in. Thank you to Molly, Sharon, Audrey for providing information on Teammates and doing it well. Again, you can always check out the podcast at ticketfm.com. We'll have that up for you, or rewatch the show on YouTube. Just look up 93.7 The Ticket. Should be there for you. Appreciate you guys tuning in for the Teammates Mentoring Hour. Up next, we have the Wide World of Rafts, so stay tuned in for that one. We'll catch you guys next week.